Okay, welcome back for another incredible discussion. We're switching gears quite a bit, and that's what I love about this summit. That's what I love about this book. If you haven't picked up our book yet, it's available on Amazon, or I'm sure you can go directly to our next speaker here and purchase a paperback, which I'm sure she'll be happy to autograph for you. But as you've noticed, everything here is relevant and necessary for creating that life by design, whether it is leverage, lifestyle, or legacy. So here we go. As a small business and employee benefits specialist, speaker, and best-selling author, Cheryl Cobbin has worked with solopreneurs and small business owners to help them understand the risks associated with identity theft, cybersecurity, and running a business through education and providing those protection solutions, right? Those services, those tools. Over the past 14 years, her passion has been about empowering owners to make better decisions, reduce their risks, and scale their business. Who doesn't want that as an entrepreneur, as a business owner? Additionally, helping them enhance their benefit package to attract and retain good, great talent. And her mission is to make an impact by making a difference. And Cheryl, I see you out there doing that every single day. Welcome.
Thank you, Kim. It's a pleasure to be with you here today. Thank you so much for taking the time to have this discussion.
Are you kidding? It's so needed. I love your chapter. I love your contribution. And I'm excited for this conversation because whether you're a business owner or not, I mean, we really focused on that in your intro, but you have ways to protect those personal assets and you're very, very well rounded. So this is a discussion for everybody. And I know it's not sexy, but it is needed. And we have seen through you testimony after testimony of people who weren't protected and didn't manage or mitigate their risks. And we've seen the ugly and the bad and everything in between. So although it's not sexy, it's absolutely needed. So with that, Cheryl, from your perspective, because you have seen it all, why is it important to be properly protected? Ugh.
Well, that's a very wide open question,
It's a big
truly.
one.
I go from helping people with the, hey, someday, somehow need to do this, take care of this, helping them get those items off their to-do list in terms of repairing things. As you said, some of these things aren't sexy to talk about, but you know what? If you don't have a plan in place for when that inevitable day happens when you leave this earth, well, guess what? It could leave your family in a turmoil. It could leave perhaps just a spouse in turmoil. What about your clients, your customers, if you are a business owner, leaving them to pick up the pieces? So the important thing is really about putting a plan in place, whether it's for you personally or for your business, so that those that are still moving on with life are able to manage through that a little bit better. I mean, obviously, no one's going to be happy about your loss. I would hope, but honestly, it's really a matter of having the plans in place. For example, there was one business client where she had gone through and she'd put together her trust, but she never went through the aspect of getting it notarized and funded, which are the two steps that the attorney had told her were next on her list.
Mm.
And unfortunately, what happened was it turned out that a few days after we had had a gathering, she ended up passing away at a young age. And the unfortunate part is that her daughter found out that she was adopted. Could you even imagine finding
Oh.
out that, this person who raised you as a mom wasn't really your true mom? Where do you go? Well, she has to go into the system and can easily get lost and become a victim herself. But the employees at her company were now suddenly, oh my gosh, what do I do? And then, of course, her clients and customers. And so sometimes things can have a far-reaching aspect of a decision or a choice that you make. So part of that is putting in a plan for you personally and for your business and clients. And then secondly, in this very digital world, it's so important to protect who you are. We work really hard, whether we're just out there posting fun things on the different social media accounts, or whether we're actually doing it purposely as marketing for our business. No one wants those accounts to get hacked. No one wants someone to copy what it is that we're doing and put other things that are out there. It can totally turn someone's business upside down, their life upside down, and put them out of business. I think we've all seen postings where someone has been, their account has been shut down for 30 days
Mm.
because of something that somebody's put out there. And so helping people work through the digital protection of who you are and your business and your branding, but then also your personal assets. I was just reading an article yesterday about $23.8 billion were lost reportedly for those that are 60 and above in terms of people that have been scammed. So they're really, I mean, senior market used to be people that were so much older, but now it's going down to, and it doesn't matter who you are. You could be someone under 18, or you could be someone that's in that 60 plus category, or in between. It doesn't really matter. The thieves are becoming much more sophisticated. And quite frankly, they don't care who they impact and how they impact people. For them, it's just about acquiring people's information and buying, selling, and trading it multiple times over. It's their business. So why let them, control your life? So just putting some safeguards in place to help protect you, your family, your business, your assets, and minimizing that risk is hugely important. And that's my
So
mission.
I love your mission. I mean, I'm a client of yours, and you've helped me protect my family. My dad is now a client of yours. My business is a client of yours. So it's very, very important. My question for you is, and I know that you've seen this, why do you think that people wait so long to have this conversation with you and to look into these asset protection, tools?
I think they don't think that'll happen to them. It's that, oh, someday, or it's on my list, I'll take care of it, I'll get around to it. It's just really not a high priority. And until someone's been impacted or affected through a family member passing away, or personally, something happening with them with their identity, then they realize, oh my goodness, I need to be reactive. And what I really try to help people become is
Mm,
proactive and preventative rather than reactive and responsive. The two R's are so much more expensive and
yeah.
costly in so many ways. And I think part of it is education. Uh, Part of it also is cost. They think it's probably going to cost too much, or they don't even want to go down that path. But a lot of people don't want to talk about the end. They don't.
I'm glad you brought
It's
up cost.
inevitable.
None of us are getting out of here alive. Spoiler alert.
Absolutely
So,
not.
I mean, as a responsible, loving mama and wife and daughter, it's my responsibility and also my honor to be able to protect the people that I love and that I work so hard for. So why would I not want to have these processes in place for whenever it is my time? But you brought up cost, and I think that's a piece of education as well. And that's why I love that you're a part of this book. I love that you're a part of this summit, because it is our duty to do what we're doing here to educate people. And so I want to look at all of the process that you offer. And what does this entail? Because you have a vast array, you have a wide variety of, whether you're, again, personal, whether you're business, and that's where the life and business come in. So what would this process look like for someone who's like, okay, Cheryl, you've really piqued my interest and my curiosity. What does this step look like? Maybe kind of remove some of those fear barriers for them.
Absolutely. Well, they can certainly go to my website, CherylCobbin.com, and they can learn a little bit more about what it is that I do and all the different ways that I can help them, their families, their loved ones, their businesses. But and they can book a consult. I'm happy to have a discussion to really delve into kind of what's going on with them in their lives, what some of their questions are, and see whether or not what I have to offer is a fit. If not, I know a few people, I have a lot of connections. But really, it's that process of, okay, let's talk about what's going on and what's necessary. And then to get you set up with the different steps that are needed, whether it's something where simply one of my services can help you, or is it an extension of let's have a conversation with someone who can go into that a little bit more deeply to, again, make sure you're properly protected. So again, it's individualizing kind of what your needs are and what's going on with your life. I love the fact that I can help anyone here in the States. Sorry for my overseas friends, but anyone in the 50 states, I could certainly help with the different services that we've been discussing. And so it's as simple as just reaching out. Love to have a conversation and see if I might be able to help you.
I love that. I love that. CherylCobbin.com. And I know you brought some gifts for our friends today as well, but I want to switch gears for a minute because we don't think, like you said, sometimes we just think, oh, it won't happen to us or it can't happen to us. And about a year ago, I received a message through Facebook from my daughter's teacher. This is someone I trust. It's someone close to me in my inner circle. We go to church together. So it wouldn't have raised any red flags for me. And I'm a pretty smart person, And it said, hey, I'm locked out of my Facebook account. Can you help me with a code? And I thought, well, this is kind of weird, but it's her, so I will help. And the person said, great, it's going to send a code to your email. Just give me that code. And Cheryl, for a brief second, I thought, why would it send the code to my email? I knew better, but because it was a trusted source of my inner circle, I wanted to help her. So I went to my email and I got the code and I gave it to her. It wasn't her. Someone hacked her account, and through her account, they were trying to hack mine. And by me giving them the code, they were able to get in and access my Facebook account, which might not seem like a big deal for some people, but we have something called Facebook Pay, where my debit card was linked to Facebook Pay. So I could send and receive money through Facebook Messenger, and it goes directly to my debit card. And in this process, I got a notification on Facebook that said, hey, someone from, I think it was like Mexico, just recently logged into your account. And I was like, oh, I just realized I helped them access my account. Abort mission, abort mission. So I want to talk a little bit about identity theft. Ooh, we're going to peel back the ugly layers a little bit here. And from your perspective, because again, you've seen it all, but how can something so simple really impact your life, such as identity theft? They're making it easier and easier these days.
Kim, your story is something that I hear often. You know what? We think that we're astute, we're smart, we're not going to fall to a scam. We trusted friends, people we know, or quite frankly, because we're multitaskers, we're busy, we're not completely focused in the moment at that particular situation. So we're not looking from the bird's eye view, we're down in the trenches. And so we often succumb to these very clever, sophisticated people that are trying to get into our information. Email is probably one of the biggest ways that we get scammed. Whether it's could be an employee at your business who inadvertently clicks on an email, or somebody sends you something. And I always recommend that you take a look at the email extension address from who the sender is, because oftentimes there could be an extra letter or something extra in there that isn't really them, although it might be their name. So always click on the extension. A common was, hey, we're throwing a party for someone. Would you mind picking up some gift cards? And going out and, getting X number of gift cards for someone. And, it's so easy to do because, again, they've gotten into our email or someone we know email, as you said. And so identity theft is really far reaching. It's almost like an octopus. It has so many different legs and tentacles. So with an email, think about everything that we communicate within our email. Could be our life insurance, could be our banking information. Maybe we're a day trader. Maybe it goes into our social media accounts. I mean, there's so many things that we do that our email is linked to. It's a very great gate for them to open to get into access our personal information. So identity theft is, oftentimes we think, oh, it's just my credit score, or, oh, I pay everything in cash, I don't need to worry about that. Well, that's okay. The thieves can certainly make up your personal persona, excuse me, on social media. They have no problems doing that. But they can also dive into, as I mentioned with your email, they can get access to so many other different things. It could affect you with your social security number, your date of birth, your driver's license, medical fraud. I mean, there's so many different frauds. And what can be really scary, Kim, is when they take a piece of information from you, they take a piece of information from me and four other people, and they randomly put this person together that doesn't exist, but they then turn our lives upside down. I had a client recently, a president of one of my companies. He actually had gotten a letter in the mail from his bank about a charge that they were questioning. They had gotten into the company account, banking account, and were trying to do some things with the bank, and banking. Unfortunately, his bank was questioning something and flagged it. And that's why so many banks have really good controls and alerts, again, on the financial piece. But what if someone's attacking your 401k account? I don't know about you, but I work hard for my money. And when I decide to retire, I want the money to be there. But we don't check that. We don't check our bank accounts on a regular basis. So there's the financial aspect. But then there's a brand new data breach every 39 seconds. And that number's probably gotten even lower. And so, quite frankly, a lot of our information has already gotten out there. And they just put together all these different pieces, which makes the price on our information more valuable. They put together a file, and they could turn around and file fraudulent tax returns and get a refund before you do. I don't know about you, but I usually owe the government just a little bit of money. So I'm not too worried about that. But, medical fraud, that could be lethal. You end up in something like maybe an accident, or you need an emergency, some sort of surgery, or and then they find out that your blood type isn't the right type with a blood transfusion, or someone this was happening a lot during the pandemic, where we don't have our cute little pictures on our medical cards, and so someone could go into an ER getting services on our behalf, and then we start getting debt collection notices or calls from people wanting those copays for those procedures that we never had done, and now someone else's allergies, meds, everything else is on our medical record. So they actually have to separate that and start you with a brand new medical file. So
Oh,
medical fraud, um, you know, and you think about touching on social media for a moment, that's where a lot of people judge us. Are they going to hire us? Employers looking to hire employees. Am I going to sell someone my car? Am I going to, do business with them based on what I see out there? So again, we're judging people by appearances that are out there. And if there's misrepresentations. But think about too, there's cyberbullying that goes on. How do you stop that? Your reputation. So one of the aspects that we've taken a look at is realizing that we've been doing this for 20 years. So I think we might know a little something about what's going on in the latest trends. But honestly, it's protecting what's really important to you. We look at 100 different aspects of what's kind of going on in that personal level. And then also your social media reputation score. So we're looking at all those components to help protect what's most important to you.
amazing. Amazing. That medical fraud, I don't think any one of us would have slowed down enough in our lives to even consider that as a possibility. It kind of boils down to we don't know what we don't know. And that is the definition of living hell. It really is. I can't
Mhm.
imagine. And so I love that you help protect not only for when we're not here, but the protection is needed for when we're here and we're able to live, not to be cliche again, but that life by design, your best, most fulfilling, positive existence while we're here. So I do want to point out that CherylCobbin.com is the place that I want you to go. And that link is directly under this video. And there's another link there because Cheryl has also brought some more educational materials. And those are 50 reasons to use legal services for personal and business. So is there anything you want to tell us about those resources that maybe you haven't covered here today? Maybe, maybe not.
Like, great question, Kim. I think there's a lot of ways that, from a legal standpoint, we don't appreciate that issues are legal. The average family or business owner is dealing with 4 to 6 business issues in the course of a year. And so just looking through some of those reasons, you're like, I had no idea that that was legal in nature, or I didn't realize I should inquire about this, or again, I didn't know what I didn't know. So hopefully they're prompters or just joggers for you to kind of think about and consider ways that you might become a victim, either from a legal standpoint or an identity theft. You know, I love the fact that I get to help with justice and security in terms of just really helping people. And so hopefully some of those helpful hints with that. And then I have another one there for identity theft. Just, you know, things to think about and consider. And again, I'd love to have a conversation with you if you have any questions or concerns, and hope you enjoy my gifts.
Beautiful. I'm sure it's not easy doing what you do, but it's so needed, and better you than me. So I thank you for being that person and really paving the way. So friends, I hope that you're walking away with a lot to think about, right? And without being that ignorant person of, oh, it won't happen to me. It can't happen to me. I have things in place. I thought I did too. And now I know I am as protected as I can be, thanks to Cheryl. So CherylCobbin.com. Cheryl, thank you for your time, for your skill, for your talent, and just your willingness to share with us.
Well, thank you, Kim. Have
My
a
pleasure.
wonderful rest of your day.
Bye, friends. See you in the next video, CherylCobbin.com. Bye for now.
Bye.